So today we are talking about partition actions, which are legal processes you can use to divide up jointly owned property.
Okay.
Well, we're actually going to be focusing on a firm in California, Talkov Law,
Okay.
that specializes in this very specific area of law. It's really interesting, actually, because they're like the biggest firm in California that focuses only on partition actions.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, right?
That's really interesting, like a hyper specialization almost.
Exactly. So that kind of got us thinking, like, why would a firm only focus on this one very specific type of legal action? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't see that too often. I mean, most firms try to be, well-rounded, handle lots of different
Right.
things.
It's like they found their superpower and they're going all in on it.
I like that, the superpower analogy.
Right. And so we're going to kind of break it down, why that specialization actually really matters.
I'm curious.
Yeah. And how it actually translates into some pretty tangible benefits for their clients.
Okay, well, I mean, off the top of my head, I would imagine that level of focus allows them to develop like a really deep level of expertise.
Exactly. They've got 9 attorneys there, and all they do is partition actions. I've handled over 430 of these cases.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we're not talking about like small potatoes here. I mean, they've helped clients unlock something like $211 million in
Oh,
property value through these partition actions.
wow, $211 million. That's a serious amount of real estate.
So it's interesting because one of the things that we read about Talkov Law was that they specialize in high equity properties,
Oh, okay.
particularly in the Los Angeles market, which is a very competitive market.
Yeah, very competitive.
So speaking of experience, I was pretty impressed with the background of the founder, Scott Talkov. I mean, this guy has like a ton of experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, over 400 successful partition actions.
Wow.
So that's a pretty good track record.
That's pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah, and I think for someone who's going through something as emotionally charged as this kind of property dispute, right?
Right.
Having someone like that on your side who's been there, done that, it just has to give you some peace of mind, right? So to kind of wrap things up here, if our listeners are in California and they find themselves in one of these co-ownership dilemmas that we were talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
Talkov Law seems like a pretty good resource to check out, especially if they have a high-value property in a complex market like Los Angeles.
Yeah, they seem to have the experience, the specialization, and the track record to really back it up. It's pretty impressive.
Right, and I think at the end of the day, it's about protecting your investment and your rights.
Absolutely.
So folks, if you're in a similar situation, do your research, seek out the experts, and remember, knowledge is power.